Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. My name is Don, this is UPLift Herbs, and today we are talking Michaelmas. So Michaelmas is the title that's been lovingly given the feast day of St. Michael, which is September 29th. This video is getting posted on the 28th, so you have a little window if you want to take the things you've learned and apply it this year. Michaelmas is a very important holiday for a lot of people, and he is venerated throughout the world and celebrated in so many different ways. So just know that there are different associations, there are different ways of venerating him, there are different kinds of offering, different styles of offering, different names and faces he's also invoked under. So let's start at the very bottom with the altar space. You can put this anywhere you want. If you don't have room to set up an altar, just know that you don't have to even have a physical space to give him thanks and to give him honor. The altar space should be clean. It should have a cloth on it, if for nothing else than to protect whatever table you have it on, whether from burning candles or from spilling drinks or whatever. You want that table to be protected, so a cloth has many purposes. Another one is it helps like really tie the whole vibe together, and that's a very new age and a little watered down reason of the altar cloth, but it'll work for this video. So, altar cloth. Think colors white, red, and blue. Those are also the same colors you will think of for offerings, whether they are like color of candles or whether it is like the kind of flowers you get or anything like that. Speaking of, some traditional flowers that you can get are roses, red carnations. You can go with baby's breath, which are always very angelic in energy. You can go with a white lily, which is equally like associated with Michael. Frankly, he likes all kinds of flowers. As you can see, I have some marigolds for him here. Let's talk quickly about kinds of food offerings and other kinds of things that we can give. Some sacred items you can consider. These are associations that I have found through my practice for St. Michael, and are things I incorporate either into candles, into incense, into, you find a lot of purposes for it. So frankincense, myrrh, copal, don't really take that one, too endangered. Dragon's blood. Now that is the best incense to give to Michael. This is the kind of dragon's blood I like to offer him. Some animals that have been found sacred to Michael are large birds, vultures, dogs, and green snakes. Some planetary associations for him, if you work with those planetary energies, are Mercury, the Sun, Earth, and Saturn. His Saturn aspects are a little bit interesting to explore. That's when we really start to examine the relationship between Michael and Lucifer as two entities, which is fascinating and never what you think it is. Some minerals or other crystals that you can either put on the altar, give him, or use to connect with Michael's energy. They have different aspects. For example, selenite is a very good crystal for connecting to the angelic realm, whereas black tourmaline reflects Michael's more protective aspects. You can also use things like bloodstone, red stones like garnet. You can also use obsidian, lapis, and turquoise. Foods and drinks for Michael are grapes, oranges, cherries, melons, strawberries, honeydew, brown rice, wine, red wine specifically, water, cinnamon tea, and mint tea are also very common. I really like giving him cinnamon. With that, I like to bake for his holiday and offer him holiday, especially very like spiced cookies is what really like is that Michael vibe for me. It's really all about finding what is appropriate for you in your practice. You can see in the corner up here, I also have some squash, some pumpkin from the yard, and a red pepper, which I just thought reminded me of him. In the more folky aspects, I work with Michael. He's associated with red chili, whether it's aristra in more like Mexican folk magic, or with a different kind of chili in more like Italian folk magic. So like he has his aspects, and like I said, so many people venerate him in so many different ways. So don't really think that there's a wrong way here. So some different ways to interact with this space to really make Michael's feast day as intentional as possible is to either do dedications on this day. If you've been kind of working with him for a while, whether it be petitioning him, praying to him, however, and you feel like you want to make a bigger commitment to him and really dedicate him as your patron or as your guide, this would be a good day to do that. If you would like to consecrate and make like a year-long altar space or shrine, or dedicate a new statue, a picture, or any other kind of icon, his feast day is a perfect day to do that. It's a perfect day to offer prayers. If you are looking to do a pilgrimage to any of his sacred sites, it's a good day for that as well. Always, I like to offer him food and drink on his feast day. It's just custom, it's respectful. Light his incense, say some prayers. Some other items you can consider putting on the altar, or just working with to really get a feel for his energy, because he has many aspects, are swords, which associate with more of his cord cutting aspects and those very fiery warrior aspects that we're very used to. You can also put wings on the altar, winged birds, feathers. You can put scales on the altar to reflect him as the spirit of justice, which is the aspect I work most principally with. In some traditions, people put bullets or weapons on the altar as well, as a form of like protection. That way Michael can protect them from those harms as well. However, that is more of a folk practice, so don't really take it. Other important items are a crucifix and a feather. Now, you do not have to believe in Christ or be a Christian or follow any of it, but St. Michael does serve Christ, and so in that aspect, he finds it very respectful to put Christ on the altar. In a lot of traditions, especially those that are influenced by Christianity heavily, Michael is known to not accept offerings and thanks and praise for himself. But when you do offer it to him, he will refer you and refer that praise up to God, up to Creator on high. So in a similar way, when I put stuff on the altar, I like to offer them to the Creator in honor of St. Michael. You know, that way you're not offending Michael by giving him something he doesn't feel he deserves. And his humility is a whole aspect and a mystery you can explore by yourself. But that's a little bit of what you can do. Now, this is a very basic setup I have before you. I just wanted to keep it easy, keep it simple. Up here, I even have a little plant that is dedicated to Michael. This is a dragon tree, which is actually kind of hilarious to me. I have a little candle and some other feathers in there with it, you can see. And yeah, it's just a little bit to get you comfortable with Michaelmas and celebrating St. Michael. I want to really reinforce and drive home that you do not have to follow a Christian tradition or work in any kind of Judeo-Christian realm to be and interact with Michael. He is the embodiment of the spirit of justice, and thusly belongs and works with everyone. So don't deny yourself the relationship with him because of the cultural context and the BS around him. Those stigmas should not stop you from pursuing a relationship, should you have interest to. That is all I have for this video, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I want to end on a note. I am doing our community ritual, our community altar space. It is done the end of every single month on behalf of everyone on our community altar prayer list. If you would like to join that, there is a link in the bio as well as on our link tree. Feel free to check it out. It is free to join. Donations are appreciated and accepted. You can read more and learn more about it there. However, we are working with Michael in the spirit of justice this month to really reinforce that, and I'm not going to tell you more. If you want to know more, join the community altar. There's also a community update that goes out with that, whether it's an email or a video, depends on what's going on. So yeah, if you're interested, check out the links down below. Thank you so much. Have a great day.